Hey guys, what's going on? So in today's video, I'm very excited because in the video today, I'm going to be reviewing these amazing boots from Tahura Boot Company. Now, let me start out by saying that this was fully made to order, and if you are interested in going nuts and designing a boot of your own, you can do it through these Indonesian brands like Renav Goods, like Tahura. There's a lot of them popping up. From what I can tell, they all do more or less the same high quality level work, and I love every single pair that I have so far. These are my new Tahura boots in olive horse rump, sourced from the Chloe tannery in Italy. I believe this is called the Benjamina olive horse butt from genuine shell cordovan, otherwise known as Chloe shell cordovan. Half lining lambskin, velt shown hand welt construction. And I learned in one of my recent videos that velt shown actually means field shoe. I thought that it meant nice welt or pretty welt. Velt means field and shown means shoe. So velt shown construction, field shoe construction. I guess that's the Dutch. Brazilian vegetable leather midsole, yes, very thick midsoles. But yeah, Tahura Boots Company has been just doing the most wild, insane makeups as of recent. They've been doing marbled stuff. They've been doing shinky haikaku. They've been doing law tannings, bison, blue bison, shinky horse rump. They're just doing so many cool things. This is what they call the Benjamina style. It's a lace to toe, sort of like a logger style shoe. I equated it to the roofer model, and it is similar to the roofer in some ways, but it is actually pretty different. So olive horse butt from genuine shell cordovan, otherwise known as Chloe shell cordovan, half lining lambskin, double welt construction, Brazilian vegetable leather midsole, green half cork Dr. Sole. And he did a really good job on coordinating the leather, placing the panels, and particularly accentuating the marbling, especially on this left boot here. We've just got the most incredible marbling right here. So let me talk about the leather a little bit. So this is olive horse rump, and it's very similar to the other Italian horse rumps that I've had, which have come from Mariam tannery. The reason why I say it's very similar is because I could tell that these are vegetable tanned using like basically all natural processes. Again, I'm not an expert and I wasn't involved with the tanning process and I don't have any direct knowledge of this, but just with my knowledge of leather, I could sort of tell what's going on with it and how it was treated. As you wear them and as time goes on, it gets like this really cool like dulling effect on the surface. Now that can be remedied with some conditioner, but I actually enjoy it. I think it's really cool to see sort of like the finish on the surface sort of coming off and exposing like the colors beneath it and the pigments beneath it. And so the color on this is a really nice, olive is a good word for it. It's a really nice greenish brown, almost like a military green. It's more brown in certain areas than others. In fact, you can see on the vamp here how it was stretched over the vamp. It seems to fade into more of a brown tone and it seems to lose some of the green appearance. Whereas in the non-stretched areas, it seems to retain its most vibrant green. And then the other thing that's really cool is Tahura included these tan or these yellow rawhide laces. I think they really kick off the look of the boot perfectly. I would have never thought yellow laces on green boots, but these are just perfect. Like, laces are tough. Laces are always tough to pair with a particular makeup, but I think the laces really accentuate the look of the boot in an unironic way, just in a perfectly natural way. What's really cool is I've got some of the stamp on the inside of the tongue here. Yeah, Concha Lenta, genuine, made in Italy. That means slow tanned, genuine slow tanned Chloe horse rump. Yeah, the only stamp I got was on the inside of the tongue there, but still very cool. I love getting portions of the stamp in my boots. We've got that real cool logger heel. I love the look of that. And then the welt is the craziest looking welt I've ever seen in my life. Especially around the toe, it's got like a double welt going on. It's got one layer and then above that another layer. I don't know what you call that. This upper layer seems to be almost like a storm welt, but it's not. And it's stitched in. It's got a super high SPI, I can tell. And I've seen videos, yeah, they hand stitch these. They run the needle through. A very painstakingly long process, but but just flawless, really. I mean, you're not punching random stitches through with a machine. Like you're able to control the stitching on something like this when you do it by hand, which is a really, really cool feature. And then we've got a rolled opening at the shaft, roll top opening here, which is just a beautiful feature. Some companies charge a lot. Like they'll charge like an extra $50. I think White's charges like $50 to do this. Yeah, at Tahura, they just did it for free. So the difference between ordering from Tahura is they wanted the payment up front in full, which is fine. I don't have an issue with that. Part of what I like about Renav is that he lets you pay half and half. I know there's no difference, but I kind of like the idea of paying like half up deposit and then half upon completion. That's okay. I want to say from the time I ordered these to the time I had them was about 3 months. So well worth the wait, especially because you can design every step of the way. We went MTO. This is model. This is the lace to toe / roofer model, otherwise known as what Tahura calls Benjamina. Size 8.5, Chloe olive horse rump, half lining lambskin, double welt construction. That's what the welt is. Outsole is the half sole super grip, Dr. soles in olive green. Welt color is natural, edge color is natural, welt stitch is white, toe box is structured, heels woodsman heel. So yeah, it ran me $450, which includes shipping, which is very cheap. I mean, you're not going to get something of this quality for less than that. I mean, if another company ran something like this, Viberg, you'd be looking at $800-900. So you're basically getting all the same stuff for basically half the cost. That's a really, really good deal. So I placed the order in March, and he sent me pictures along the way, which I just love. So I sent the payment in late March, and I got them at the end of July. So yeah, it took about 4 months, which isn't bad. I mean, if you look at Flame Panda right now, I think his wait time is like 1.5 years. So my advice right now is to get in on the lesser known Indonesian brands. You know, you're going to get the same workmanship virtually across all of them. Like I said, my Renav, just as good as these Tahuras, just as good as some of the other brands that I've seen. The only difference really is you're looking at just different turnaround times. But as these brands grow in popularity, so does their wait time grows in length. So that's the only thing. But yeah, I'm just so blown away by these boots. They're so freaking comfortable. 8.5D is what I went with. Just their dreams come true on the feet. Super supportive. Probably second only to my Nobleman's Apothecary swashbuckler boot, which is a NYX collab that my buddy Angel did with Nobleman's Apothecary. That boot is probably the most supportive just because it's got so much arch support built in. But these are a very, very close second in terms of like support. I wear them all day. I love them. I just, I have so many boots, but these are truly a joy to wear every time I wear them. The Tahura symbol right there is really neat. All right, voila. So here are my Thorogood roofers in desert sand. One of the coolest makeups that I have. I first saw this model on Instagram. Andrew Carr in 8 Cairo had this pair, and I thought, oh, I could never pull those off. But then I got them, and I just fell in love with them. Yeah, great pair of boots. I love the two-tone. And what's really cool about these is they've got this outer panel and then the inner panel, so that, the idea behind that is the design. You could wear through one panel. If you're on the roofing, you've still got a layer underneath that will protect you. Not to mention these brass rivets along the boot also prevent scraping through. Not that I would ever wear through these, but but yeah, so here we go. Both the left boot. Oh wow. So the Tahuras do appear to run smaller. They are shorter. Oh, but I see what's going on. They look shorter. They look shorter, but that's because the Thorogoods are basically the sole is flat, whereas the Tahuras have arch support. They have that arch built in, which will make the length appear shorter, but they're not shorter. And yeah, I can say, like, yeah, my foot sits flat in here. These are 8.5s and these are 8.5s. That's because due in large part to the arch differences in design. But yeah, they're both lace to toe. We've got green rawhide laces from Guarded Goods here. We've got the yellow Tahura rawhide laces here. We've got an artificial heel counter stitched in here, whereas on the Tahuras, it's not an artificial, it's an actual additional piece of leather stitched, double stitched on. On the Thorogoods, on the back, we've got a back heel strip. On the Tahuras, we also have a back heel strip, but again, runs into that back heel counter. Yeah, the eyelets appear to be the same circumference, so they could both house basically the same type of a lace. The Tahuras also have what appears to be double layered leather, similar to the roofers. So on these roofers, you see the outer panel and the inner panel. Well, here you have what appears to be the same thing. Yeah, the outer panel and the inner panel here, and it's just stitched in a different pattern. It's a really cool pattern how the vamp reaches and touches the heel counter. It's just a design feature, but it's really cool. And then yeah, Tahura's stitching triple stitched all along. So are Thorogoods triple stitched along the vamp to the quarter there. Very cool. Yeah, obviously on the Thorogoods we've got two-tone. We've got brown tongue, brown toe, and a sand colored rough out color, whereas this is all monochromatic. One leather used throughout, aside from the half lambskin lining inside the Tahuras. Yeah, the Thorogoods are on a cork sole. The Tahuras on a doctor sole, olive. And the Tahuras are taller, higher shaft, higher heel block as well. But to a large degree, similar designs. The Thorogoods are 360 degree double stitched Goodyear welt with a storm welt, so super duper. I mean, these are very similar in design. Another difference is on the Thorogoods, we don't have a roll top on the shaft here, whereas on the Tahuras it is roll top. So very cool. Yeah, some differences between the design, but I do consider, I guess, both roofers slash, I think these are maybe a little bit more in line with a logger. I'm not too sure, but anyways, there are some marks from rolling I could tell along the stitch lines, but that's never been something that has bothered me. I know it bothers some people, but I'm never troubled by rolling marks. I think it's fine. I think it's part of the process. Like I said, I like seeing stamps. I like seeing marks from the tannery, and I like seeing, you know, unique hand imprints from the maker and from the tannery in the final product. That's what I like. So anyways, very happy with how these Tahuras came out. I'm seeing a lot of my friends doing olive horse rump through some of the Indonesian makers, and each makeup is just so outstanding. So I would encourage you guys, if you're interested in a pair like this, reach out to the good folks at Tahura and let them know. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to fit you in. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. What do you think about these amazing roofer boots? You can follow me on Instagram for patina updates. My username is AeroSurferLV. And anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I will see y'all in my next video.